I want to set this straight right now. This is a serious video on a serious matter. I'm not joking, this isn't some sort of prank, and it's something that has deeply disturbed me and a lot of the people I associate with. This behaviour is unacceptable from anyone, regardless of their popularity, and I'm sickened to think that I used to associate with and defend this individual. This video isn't monetised because I think it's too gross to monopolise a matter like this. I don't want this to become some kind of circus where people come forward and start making allegations without evidence. Those people do more harm than good, especially by invalidating those who were personally involved. Because this is such a sensitive topic, I will be putting comments under review. I know people like to make jokes and make light of these kinds of situations, but I don't think it's appropriate to do that here. Spoctor, I know you're not going to watch this, because you've admitted enough times to me and other people that you don't watch any critical videos about yourself, which is incredibly ironic. But if this video stops one person from endangering themselves by talking to you, then it's done its job. I knew you were a pervert from the beginning. The alarm bell started ringing when you asked young children and those older than you to draw you porn for a competition. But I thought you had the sense and dignity to not go this far. You like to pretend you're some autonomous force that can't be reckoned with, and I have to laugh because everyone knew you were going to slip up eventually. I just wish you didn't slip in the worst way possible. You like to act like a big man, but no big man sends nudes to someone who doesn't want them, someone who is already in a relationship, someone who's told you they're uncomfortable with the conversations you were having, and yet you still persisted to have those conversations. You know who got in touch with me as well? Your ex. You know, your ex who you lied about on everyone's servers, making us ban them because you vaguely called them a blackmailer. You know what? You wouldn't need to worry about your ex blackmailing you if you weren't a fucking terrible partner to begin with. I had to apologise to them because I felt so guilty for banning them for doing nothing wrong but for hurting your fragile ego. I know someone's going to come out of the woodwork and criticise me for using private screenshots, which I understand is a bad move to make if you're doing this just to make someone look bad. But I believe this is a more serious matter that people need to be aware of. This isn't an isolated incident, because I know more than 7 people have had similar issues pertaining to Spoctor, and that's not okay. This isn't just some kid getting into an argument and wanting to shame one another. No, no, no. This is someone tactily preying on people and using their popularity to intimidate them into not saying anything. It's non-contact sexual abuse in its rawest form. I also don't want to be the asshole who sits here and doesn't provide evidence and just expects you to believe me. And the evidence that we've gathered just happens to be these screenshots. So why am I involved if I haven't dealt with any of this firsthand? Because people who were emotionally manipulated by Spoctor have come to me asking for help. Regardless of how many subscribers I may have, I still share a lot of them with him, and I have to give these victims a voice. I myself have had some very unsavoury run-ins with Spoctor, but the sexual abuse is paramount and should not be swept under the rug or overshadowed by petty things. You can still like his content. I don't want him to get a free pass to do this shit though, because he has more subscribers. He's already made it abundantly clear to a lot of us that he thinks he's better than us because of the amount of subscribers he has. Remember the way I managed to make you leave your own server, Spoctor, because I called you out on that? Yeah. I don't want people thinking that this is how relationships work. I don't want people thinking that this is acceptable in any circumstance. I want to say it right now that I want nothing to do with him in the future. Once this video goes up, he's blocked on all my accounts, he's gone from my life. I want nothing to do with him or any of his close circle who will inevitably get involved. I know what he's like. He'll never admit anything publicly, and he'll always want to save face. He'll start shit and then hide and face no consequences. I'm calling it now. He's going to go on a hiatus and not say anything about this. I'm not a forgiving person, and as someone who has been sexually abused in my real life in the past, I have no remorse for what I'm saying now, because I know this shit can drastically alter your perception on what a relationship should be like. People shouldn't suffer in silence, people shouldn't be intimidated by someone just because they have a larger following than them. Because you know what? That following can turn on you in the blink of an eye. I've warned Spoctor that his obsession for porn will bring him down, and you know what he said? He said he stopped caring. I think that says a lot about a person when they stop caring about the legality and repercussions of their actions, and it paints a very bleak picture of them. You want to know what I don't care about, Spoctor? I don't care about you. An 8-year-old. Online. With opinions. What? Okay, this is a pretty weird video, but I really wanted to talk about this issue since it's been brought up so many times. This is a video about age and how people are perceived online because of their age. Now, of course, I'm going to be referring to Story's recent video a lot and referencing it a lot because it's a perfect example of how judgmental and ignorant this community can be just because of someone's age. So before I get into this, I highly suggest that you watch Story's video first so you can get context as to what I'm talking about. I wanted to go into more depth about some of the things that were originally said within that video, and I wanted to bring up more points that weren't mentioned that will also help Story's case against these people that for some reason think that she's an 8. Why would you, and before anyone asks, I'm talking about this subject as an adult. I'm actually drinking beer as I record this just to prove this to you people. I don't know why. I don't know why I need to prove to you people that I'm an adult. I could just show my birth certificate, but I don't want to pass up an opportunity to drink. So anyway, let's get into this. Quite possibly the most annoying thing I've encountered in Story's comment sections is the blatant denial that she's 8. Like I speak to Stories quite a lot, and you can indeed be well spoken and eloquent in your speech at a young age. Like, I was one of those kids that was really good at English when I was younger, and I see a lot of people that can do that as well. Like, it's not rare for a child to be good at English when they're 8. People have talents, and those talents can be academic talents. It's not new. Talent is a concept that's been around for many years. Why are you people arguing with her over her own age? Do you know how ridiculous it is to watch people arguing with another person about that other person's age? Like, I know you think 8-year-olds are stupid or something, but I know that a very large majority of 8-year-olds are aware of their own age and don't need some random dude on the internet telling them that they're wrong about their own age. Like, they are not that stupid. Do you understand that? Okay, let's imagine for a second that this was all just an elaborate prank by Stories and she's not actually 8. Why would it matter to you if she's 8 or not? You have to be pretty insecure about your own intelligence to attempt to call bullshit on someone who you believe is too intelligent for their age range. I mean, I've failed exams and stuff too, mate, but I don't need to tell other people that they're lying about their age because they're too smart, because that's pretty fucking stupid. How can someone's age affect their opinion's validity? I mean, everyone of any age has the capacity to have their opinions challenged and changed. And whilst of course you might just disagree with some points that are brought up, there's still opinions. And not many opinions can be inherently wrong. Like an example of a wrong opinion is saying that in your opinion Stories is an 8. Because that's wrong, and you're also fucking stupid. You can have perfectly valid points in your arguments at any age. I mean, I still have my arguments invalidated by people because I'm too young. Like, I'll be sitting having a drink at a family get-together or whatever, and the dreaded political conversation will pop up, and then some baby boomer will point at me when I express my personal opinion and tell me I'm too young to understand or whatever. And I'll just be sitting there, old enough to vote, with my boyfriend who is a politics student, being told by some old man that I'm too young to know what I'm voting for. And I know that this doesn't correlate that much with people telling an 8-year-old that she shouldn't have an opinion on rape or something, but it's the same principle. If you have the mental capacity to form an opinion on something, then you have that opinion. It doesn't matter about age. I can't understand that this is a thing that needs to be addressed nowadays, but at this point I wouldn't be shocked that if we as a species have become so stupid that the fact that there is an 8-year-old out there that can voice her own opinions in a structured manner is considered too intelligent. There's a fucking bus outside. I just... Another thing people seem to repeat a lot is kids shouldn't be on the internet. Yeah, kids shouldn't be on Pornhub, but I'm pretty sure Cool Math Games wasn't designed with 30-year-olds in mind. Moving quickly on. Why are we even angry by the fact that children can use the internet? Has it ever occurred to you people that we are living in a more technologically advanced time than ever before? Young people nowadays have access to so much more than we did when we were younger. I got my first laptop when I was 13. Up until then we had a computer room. Yeah, remember those things? And all I did in that room was make shitty slideshows on Windows Movie Maker and draw scribbles on MS Paint. We did computer training in primary school, and all I can remember doing there was messing about with the old-timey text effects on an old-timey version of Microsoft Word. We've come a long way. Parents are giving their babies iPads to distract them. Laptops and computers are so much more affordable and effective. And I don't care whether you believe children shouldn't be on the internet or not, because they're here and they're here to stay regardless of your opinion. Wow, doesn't it suck having your opinion challenged like that? Basically, to younger people online, we must sound like a bunch of baby boomers shouting at millennials. Hey you young whippersnappers, get off my damned internet! Of course, maturity also has a lot to do with this kind of stuff. Some children are more mature than others. Some adults are more mature than others. Do I have to explain what maturity is here? Do I really? I can't believe that you guys are getting this worked up over a creator's age. Like really? Can't you just, focus your anger on something else? Like debating whether this is a nose or a mouth. Right, okay, this is completely unscripted and unedited audio. There's gonna be no fucking visuals at all, because, why? And, yeah, okay, let me just start straight from the beginning. I am fucking sorry for what has happened here, because it legitimately wasn't supposed to come to something like this. Whether or not you want to accept that, whatever. I mean, if you want to accept it, that's fine, but if you don't, well, it's my fucking fault anyway. But hopefully today I'm going to just explain how everything happened. I can't really explain why it happened, because not even I fucking know. But I'm just going to fucking say everything. How it happened from start to finish, and hopefully you'll understand where I'm coming from and why it happened on my end. Fuck. Sorry, it is completely unscripted, so I'm like... Right, so... Obviously, you might not think there's an excuse for how long this has taken me to actually come out with, and yeah, okay, that is completely and utterly understandable. I've been unwell, my family's been unwell, and by the time that I was better enough to do this, I kind of sat back and thought, is it even worth it at this point? Am I just gonna fucking dig my own grave up again and just fucking lie in it? Like, I don't know. I don't know whether it was worth coming back and doing this, but honestly, for my sake, for everyone else's sake, we need some closure here, because misinformation's still going around now about everything that's happened. And I don't really want this to be a defense of myself. I don't really want to defend myself here. How do I put this? It's gonna sound terrible, however I say it. But most of the blame can be sent to Stories, because legitimately she's the one who's kind of concocted this lie and has went with it for so long. And I know it sounds terrible because I'm here and she's not, and I'm just pushing the blame on someone who isn't here. And yeah, okay, that's understandable. You can think like that if you want. But given how everything's happened, hopefully you can kind of see from my perspective why she's the one to blame. Oh god, I can't do this unscripted, I'm sorry. Right, okay. To take it from the beginning, I was running that ARG. The whole point of this ARG was it was going to be quite dark, quite mysterious, and the build-up was going to keep going and seemingly getting more severe, and until the fucking video came out and it was just going to be a complete piss take. I think I've told a few people this, but it was just going to be just a bit of fun, you know what I mean? Just something to finally step away from the community and start my own shit by just taking the piss out of the community as a whole before moving on. So, while that was going on, maybe it was fucking stupid of me to do this whole dark aesthetic thing, but that's generally how ARGs go, so that's my defense in that. So maybe it was my fault that it was fucking stupid, and oh god, sorry. But the X came to me first. It wasn't stories that came to me first. And I haven't kept up to date with anything that's come out recently because I just literally fucking left completely to do my own shit in real life. So I don't know where the X comes into this, if the X was even a real person to begin with, or whether it was just someone messing about. So the X comes to me with these accusations. Oh my god, Spoctor's a creep, he's doing all this to me, he did this to me like however many years ago it was. And they give me about 5 or 6 really out of context screenshots, and it was literally just like one message on Skype per screenshot. So I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, okay, this person's obviously thought that I'm doing some big exposing video and they just want to throw evidence at me. And I remember saying to them, well, this was years ago, and you know what I mean, it might not be relevant, you know, okay. Like, I already had my gripes about this whole draw my persona sexily competition, and that kind of just solidified that, oh, this guy's a pervert, okay. So I remember saying to them, you know, if anything else comes out, I will use these screen caps, you know, and that was that. That didn't really go anywhere. That person, I think, as well, also was the one who came out with the comments that he was transphobic, and I think I'd seen screen caps in the past from other YouTubers, but even then, I was like, you can't really say anything because you don't have, like, substantial proof of it, so I just kind of left that to slide. And then about 2 or 3 days later, I think, was it 2 or 3 days, or was it a while later, Stories comes along and she just slides into my DMs on Discord and is like, hey, this guy's really trying to get on me. And I was like, what? You know? And, like, yeah, okay, call me fucking stupid for believing her, but I'd believed her until this point. And honestly, I wasn't that close to her. And I know people have this image that I was very close to her, but I legitimately wasn't. The only times we ever spoke was on, like, Atari's podcast she was trying to do at the time, and that was literally it. Like, we memed a lot, and I think because people only see these outward interactions, they assume that inside it was also very close, and, you know, and it genuinely wasn't. It was very, we'd speak to each other like once a week, and even then it would just be, hi, how are you? Oh, I'm fine, I'm doing this video. Oh, okay, nice, and that would be it. So to have someone come in and start telling me that they're basically being sexually harassed, I was like, wow, okay, do you have any evidence of this? And then she starts flinging all this evidence at me. So I think, if I remember correctly, I went to hit up Atari and I told her about it, and she was also like, oh shit. But we waited ages. We did wait a long, long time, because we were like, you need to go out and say something to Stories. We can't fucking do it. But this evidence started mounting up, and then I was eventually like, you know what? If this is as fucking serious as Stories is making it out to be, we're gonna have to do something. You know, we're gonna have to make a warning, because in that time something else could happen, and blah, 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 blah. So we went out and made these videos with the evidence that Stories had gathered, and we were still sitting there saying, Stories, you know, you need to fucking do something, you need to present this evidence if it's legitimate. So she's like, okay, I'll fucking record the conversations I've had, I'll just get a screen record and I'll go through it. And we thought at that time that was the most legitimate way to present it, and I didn't think that could be faked, okay? I'll be honest, I didn't think that someone with the fucking video editing capacity that Stories had would be able to fake that, because that's a hard thing to fake, okay? I'm not gonna lie, I mean, to be able to pull off that fake in such a legitimate manner was impressive. But, so, it came the day that we uploaded, and we basically said, okay, are we all gonna do this at once? Stories was like, okay, no, I'm in school, I'll do it afterwards. So, both Atari and I uploaded on the day. It wasn't supposed to be like that, she was supposed to upload first, but we ended up uploading together on the day. I can't remember when Stories' video came out, it was either later that day or a few days later, and the way she was acting about the whole thing was very real. She was very apprehensive, you know, oh, what if people don't believe me, what if this happens, what if this happens? And because of those reactions, I thought it was real, okay? I mean, I thought it was real from the get-go, because one, why would you lie about it, you know? And two, if I was in that situation, I would want everyone to believe me. You know, if I truly believed I was being sexually assaulted, I would want everyone to believe me. So I gave her the benefit of the doubt. So yeah, I that's kind of how it happened, right? And I don't know whether I went into complete detail there or whether I missed out like a big chunk, but everything past that, I've only heard from other people, so I do not know how legitimate it is. And if this has taught me anything, it's don't fucking believe anyone online. I mean, granted, that was a story that everyone is supposed to know anyway, but, you know, sexual assault, I'm like, ugh. So, yeah, maybe that was too long. Maybe that was such a big ramble. But there's a few other things I want to say. Number one, I didn't call him a paedophile. I knew he was underage, so why the fuck would I call him a paedophile? I mean, so there's that. Ironically, the people saying I call him a paedophile are also believing random people online for no fucking reason and have no evidence. But I said I wasn't going to go there. Right, so there's that. I just want to say I'm sorry because, you know, and I know there's no excuse for how long it's taken me to say it, and I know I'm not expecting anyone to forgive me because, well, I fucked up. I did the biggest fucking fuck up that one fucking person could fucking do. And I want to say I'm sorry. And if there's anything that I could possibly do to make it up to anyone, I will fucking do it. You know, I'll buy a pair of stocks and stand in a fucking village like the village idiot, because that's how I fucking feel. And to have all this fucking caused by someone who just wanted to fucking take someone down. And I know people think that's me, but, like, it's just, I've been played, that's it. And if I honestly could ask stories anything, it would be why. Like, I'm angry at her, but I don't have the right to be as angry as everyone else is, because I fucking believed her. And I don't know what to say. I'm fucking sorry. And I know people are gonna be like, oh, you sound so insincere, but I am. I don't know. I just wanna fucking say I'm sorry. I don't know what else to say though. If you wanna fucking talk to me, If anyone who's been affected wants to talk to me and wants to go over things, then they're more than welcome to, but I'm not expecting anyone to fucking want to talk to me after this because, you know, oh my god. So, yeah, I just, and I know there's absolutely no reason for why it took me so long to say this, but one, I wanted everything to kind of die down for a start. I don't know if it did or if it didn't because I've not followed anything. So, right. Yeah. This channel, I don't know what I'm doing with because obviously, as I said, I've got real life things going on. I'm going to put comment review on, so I'm forced to read every single comment. And if there's anything specific about this that anyone wants to ask me, please just tell me, because I'll actually reply. I'm being as honest as I possibly fucking can. I know you have no fucking reason to believe me at this point, but I am. And I think knowledge is the best way to get over something. If everyone knows exactly how everything's happened and why it's happened and why we're at this point, I think that helps because it stops other people from making these mistakes. And I hope to God no one ever makes these mistakes, and I hope to God that no one's ever in the shoes where it's been thrown at them, because no one fucking deserves to be slandered as much for something they didn't do. Right. So yeah, this has gone on for a bit too long now, and it's probably just me repeating myself. So I am gonna say goodbye, and if you want to ask me anything, fucking do it. I mean, I might not be able to get back to you straight away, but I'm here and I'm around, and my Twitter will be in the description, and so will my Tumblr, because I am focusing more on art right now than anything else. So, thank you for watching. I hope you get where I'm coming from here, and I hope that maybe you'll be able to forgive me. If not, it's not a problem. Just keep out of my fucking way. Thank you. Goodbye.